to first responders. Because they do their job, we can do ours. David Taylor Law is proud to support our community's first responders.
An update now on a News 4 Jax I-Team investigation of a traffic stop late last month of a local Navy veteran who is accusing officers with a Jacksonville police task force of racial profiling. After viewing body-worn camera video of the incident, a legal expert is weighing in on the officer's actions. Tarek is joining us now. He broke this story originally and is here with the new information. Tarek?
Well, there are two sides to this story. The driver, Braxton Smith, says when police initiated this traffic stop, he drove 300 yards to find a well-lit place to pull over. And then there's the perspective of the JSO task force members who oftentimes deal with some of Jacksonville's most violent criminals. While officers were prepared for the worst-case scenario, a lawyer not associated with this case says police went too far.
Look at me over there, what's up?
Roughly 30 minutes after this confrontational traffic stop involving Navy veteran Braxton Smith and JSO task force members.
Listen, I'm a black man.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm terrified of the police.
Mr. Blackman, I'm asking you a question. How many different sirens did I turn on?
The officers find no evidence of a crime and decide not to press charges against Smith. But before releasing Smith, the arresting officer explains why they aggressively put him in handcuffs.
That's why you had to keep your hands out the car. I don't want you taking, it takes half a second for you to grab a gun and shoot. It takes me, on a good day, 1.8 seconds to grab my gun and shoot. So that means I can get shot about 3 or 4 times before I even get my gun out of the holster. Right? So these are the kind of odds that I got to deal with, man.
After police initiated the traffic stop, they say Braxton Smith drove approximately 300 yards before he pulled over. Smith says he was trying to find a safe place to stop, while police thought he was trying to get away.
Just asking, why are you stopping me?
We showed the body camera video to defense attorney Lauren Prater, who's not associated with this case. She says, in her opinion, JSO task force members went too far.
So he puts his hand out the window with his license and registration. He did take a second to get his license and registration, put his hands out the window. Then he's thrown out the car with his seatbelt still on. I mean, again, he listened to the officer's commands. He actually went a step further and gave the officers what we think that, officers would typically ask for. So again, he complied with the officers' demands. I understand that cops have a duty to protect and serve, and these officers, that should be their goals. But I just feel like that went a step too far in this situation.
I thought he had like a clip right here on his belt line.
Body cam video reveals JSO officers tried to find a violation to charge Smith with, first questioning whether the Navy veteran threw his holstered handgun into the trunk from the driver's seat when he was being pulled over.
Does the back seat open up then? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, he could have.
Oh, yeah.
He absolutely could have. Grab right here.
Physically impossible.
Easily. And look where it is, right in the front.
Did you put it back there whenever we were behind you?
No, how? How am I do that? It was in the trunk. How am I do that? From the driver's seat.
Pull the seat down?
I had my seatbelt on.
Huh?
I had my seatbelt on.
Yeah, when I walked up
Was
to
the
you.
seat reclined back?
Again, it's frustrating because it seems as though there's some fishing going around. And all things, like when we look at it in the grand scheme of things, this is a gentleman that was sitting in his vehicle with his seatbelt on. Whether he had a gun or not, it was nowhere near him. It was in his trunk.
Officers also questioned Smith as to why he doesn't have a concealed carry license for his firearm. They interrogated him about drugs that they didn't find and alleged his front 2 windows were tinted too dark.
So my traffic program is messed up, so I can't write a ticket right now.
Officers told Smith they let him go because their police equipment malfunctioned. Prater says Smith's civil rights may have been violated.
I think that there may be a case against the officers potentially within their own HR and integrity department to investigate how they handled this and whether or not it was appropriate.
News 4 Jax has put in a public records request for the names of the JSO task force officers involved in this incident and the specific task force that they're assigned to. We are waiting on that reply. JSO officers say that this case is under review after Braxton Smith filed a formal complaint. Joy, Tom?